So for those of you who have used ChatGPT, how many of you, when you've asked for something from it, you've asked it to help you write something or you've asked for a property description, it comes back to you and it doesn't sound like you. It sounds way too generic. Is that an experience that you've had? Okay. Have you fixed it?
Kind of.
How?
I haven't critiqued it all the way. I actually asked it what it needed from me to make it more personable.
Yep.
And it gave me like a huge list. So I filled it out, but it's still like
Okay.
off.
So let me help, because this is one thing, this is where I want to start. So if you're on your laptop, and I know just a few of you are, but you're going to click on the bottom left corner and you're going to click personalization. Okay. If you're on your phone, top left corner, there's that little menu button. Click on Katrina, so your name in the bottom left, and then you're going to click on personalization.
Okay.
Got it? All right, and that puts you at the same place that I am. Okay, everybody good back here? You need it? All right, so bottom left corner, click on your name. Name in here. And then personalization. Cool. You need help? You good? You got it. Okay, cool. Everybody good? Excellent. Click, continue, and then you good to go. All right, we're good, fam. Okay, so where this is, like the reason this is relevant right now is anytime you've gone and used GPT and then it's like it doesn't quite sound like you, or it's not the same vibe you're going for. The issue is if you don't take the time to customize your GPT to your voice, to your bias, to your personal experience, the lens through which you view the world, it's just going to give you what it understands as generic human language, which may or may not be how you communicate. Okay, so we're going to kind of go through this relatively quickly. But number one, you want to make sure enable customization is on. It's defaulted to on. In the event that you accidentally declicked it, deselected it, make sure you select it back. GPT personality, these are just fun options. This doesn't change the output. We're not going to linger on this, but if you want a different vibe in the way that it interacts with you, you can select that. It's not going to change the content, okay? So like the content will be the same, it's just how it's delivered. Is it going to be a little more snarky, a little more friendly? That's up to you, and you can always come back and change these things. Custom instructions, this is where you have an opportunity to kind of give it specific instructions about when I come to this tool. So I'm looking at you because you said that you had sort of tweaked it. When you come to this tool, what do you want it to sound like? What is the voice or the tone or something that you're choosing? So for you, perhaps you're going to say straight shooting. You'll notice that when I select it, it types out a particular sentence. I didn't have to type that out, right? So I can just simply select options on here, or I could freeform type it out if I have specific instructions in my head as to how I want to sound, okay? I would tell you guys when you're using this, you can think about it in one of two competing ways. One option is I'm going to use the tool to be the version of me that I wish I could be. So like maybe you're not straight shooting, but you wish you were, or in your written communication you want to be straight shooting. Perhaps that's what you select, knowing that I'm going to come to this tool whenever I need to be a little bit more forceful in my written communication. And if I don't go to the tool, I'm fine just writing it myself, but I'm going to go here when I need to amplify something that I'm not good at, right? The other option, and these are two divergent paths, either one is fine. The other option is, who are you? Like, do you sound soft and witty and full of humor? If that's what you want to sound like and you want to use this all the time, perhaps you're going to build out exactly what you normally sound like so that it's indistinguishable between when you're using the tool and when you are just writing the content yourself. Does that make sense? Both are fine applications. It's really just a matter of preference for you. I will tell you my personal encouragement for you. If you err on the side of this is what I sound like already, it's much easier to implement this into your daily life without having to think about, did I write it or do I want to go back and do this? And it also saves you from having to do what you've probably done, which is soften it up, make it a little less formal, make it a little more formal. You're always giving these prompts back and forth. If you build that in up front, it's going to be a lot more usable from the jump. Okay? Make sense? All right, so continuing on. What you want to be referred to as, your occupation is next. Here's what I would encourage you. So like if you're doing an elevator speech about your company, what's like a 15-second explanation or 20-second explanation about what your company does?
We make the design build process simple and easy.
Okay, so I have questions about that. So design build, commercial, residential, everything in between?
Yep.
All the things, okay.
Yep.
So, and then geographically, do you do business in Tucson, Arizona, or do you do business primarily in Fayetteville and greater surrounding area?
Hour and a half radius.
Okay, cool. So that's very specific. So the more I dig, the more specificity I get. So as you guys are building out your occupation, I would encourage you to be as specific as that. So I'm a residential real estate agent serving clients in this county and this geography and this radius around me, or I'm a real estate agent who practices in commercial and residential, or whatever those things are that you do. For some of you, you may have different positions. You may have your real estate business and you may serve on a nonprofit board. You may have a contracting business and you serve as a real estate agent. You can put all that in here, but in occupation, I would encourage you to think about what you do, where you do it, and then the brand with which you're associated, because that brand association does matter whenever you start asking it to create content for you. You want language to be consistent with your branding if you've already spent time working on your brand externally. Okay, make sense? Questions? Okay, cool. More about you. So this is where you get to have a little fun with it. And this is the part, guys, where this really comes to life. So this is an opportunity to talk about life experiences, unique passions, things that make you you. So if somebody would, like, I need a volunteer, it's an easy one. Anybody willing to chat with me for a second? Okay, cool. So tell me, like, a couple of unique things about you, things that are unlikely to be true for me as well.
I played ice hockey in high school.
I did not.
Play ice hockey.
Okay. Does anyone in here play ice hockey or played ice hockey? Okay, so we've already found like an immediate unique item. What else?
I love hiking.
Okay, so I love hiking, but like I did play hockey. All right, what else?
I love Colorado. That's where I'm from.
Okay, sweet. Anybody else from Colorado? Okay, so I don't know you at all, but I'm already getting the vibe. You probably live an active lifestyle. You like being outdoors. I imagine, do you own Birkenstocks?
No.
Okay, well.
Props.
Oh, okay, so that's acceptable. So that's the replacement. But I'm making assumptions already, and like that's what this tool is going to do. But if not knowing that about you, I would have no idea what you sound like, what your life experience is like. I have no lens through which to view you, but just with a couple data points, now like my whole idea of who you are is totally different. So similarly, when you guys are putting this in here, like you said, you attend church, and so that's a relevant part of who you are. I imagine that probably informs decisions that you make in business, is your faith, and you probably lean on that for various parts of your life. That's an important, relevant thing, right? So all of these things that make you you, that's where you have an opportunity to build this in. Why that matters is because if you were putting a text or an email together to your closest friends, and you came to this tool to help craft that, it's going to pull metaphors and parallels from things like ice hockey and Colorado and your faith and all these things that make you you, so that when the recipient receives whatever communication has come to them from you, even if you used this tool, if you've taken the time to customize it, it's using it in your voice, in your language, in the way that you would sort of describe things. It's much more relevant to who you are and how you see the world. And I think, for me, artificial intelligence should not be a replacement of who you are. If you use it correctly, this is my opinion, I think it should amplify who you are. It should not, yeah, it should be an amplification, it should be an extension, it should not be a replacement, it shouldn't be a fake version. It's just, this is like a shell of armor that I'm putting on around me, right? So does anybody have any questions about what to put in there or what not to put in there?
I mean, I got a suggestion, because I came to your
Yeah.
first class, so, but I'm now adding more things that have popped up in
Sure.
my life, right? So I would say probably put a reminder within your calendar every few months and just revisit this.
Not a bad idea.
Maybe something that's changed in your life or something you've added in your life.
Yep. Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
How much should we write in there? Should it be just like a small,
So the more,
concise type of
there is a
paragraph,
character
or-
limit. It's pretty expansive, so you could write a lot before you get told that you can't write anymore. I would tell you that the more specific you can be, the better it is for your content output. I would not mail it in, and so like I wouldn't put like I'm a dad who lives in Fayetteville and I'm 42 years old. Like honestly, this one is pretty small, and I keep it this way for this workshop because it's easy to read on one screen. Like when I'm done, I've got it saved in my notes, and I'll go back in and like put in the longer version, which is a much more expansive, detailed version. But this is really just to kind of give you guys who's reading this a quick glimpse. So for me, it hits a couple data points. Where I live geographically, that is going to influence things. If I ask a question like, what's the best burger spot near my house? Like, I don't have to explain where my house is. I've already done that, right? So that's an important piece. My day job, and then some personal passions that I enjoy. And then I got to change that now, I guess, because now I'm 42 and I'm basically old. But those are things that you would have an opportunity to address and change over time as you go. Okay. If you're older than 42, you're old
not
too.
old.
Yeah. Okay. So you're old too. I don't know what to tell you. Like you look sideways all you want. We're old. We're old. Okay. So, but that is the most meaningful part of the customization is taking the time to do this. Okay. I will just sort of quickly tell you, in the event that like it's unlikely. I've only seen this once in like, doing this for like thousands of realtors now this year. I saw one dude who had maxed out his memory, but he put like everything in ChatGPT, like really meaningless stuff. And so if you ever have something that you want to remove, for example, like there was something that you said, hey, GPT, remember this, but no longer you want it to remember, you could type in the chat, forget that I ever said that, or if you select manage memories here, which is just below where you guys are, this will show you all of the things that GPT has logged in the conversation log as a memory for you. And if you want to delete things and wipe it from existence, wipe it from ever knowing that it was there, that's where you can go and delete it. Okay.
I've had to reset twice. It's filled up fast.
Yeah, it can. So, and you might be on the free version.
No.
Are you on the plus version? Okay, so you use it a lot then.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so these defaults are all checked. I would encourage you to leave it checked. We can talk about it if you care to, but if you'll take my advice and trust me, just leave it checked. I think it's going to be better for you. Okay. All right. So, any questions about that? All right. While
Save that?
yes. So when you're done, if you click exit, it will ask you if you want to save it. But if you scroll down and click save, that'll be the best way to get out. Okay. All right. So I'm going to stay on GPT for a minute. I'm going to shift to video, but for the sake of time, I want to give you a couple more things before you have to go, okay? So another thing that I want to do, and this is, I said at the beginning, I'm not charging you for anything. I don't have anything to sell you. I don't work for OpenAI, which is the so OpenAI is the company, ChatGPT is the product, okay? So when I say OpenAI or GPT, we're talking about the same thing. But I don't work for OpenAI. I am going to encourage you, if you're on the free version, you should upgrade to the plus version at a minimum. It's $20 a month. It does not have a contract. Is anybody on the free version right now still? Okay, so if you would be willing to give it a shot, I think you'll find a much better and more robust experience within it. And if it's not great, if it's not like immediately better in 30 days, cancel it. It's no contract, but it's $20 a month to get the plus version. It opens up a lot of things. One of the things I'm about to show you is one of the things that you'll have access to on the plus version. So staying back in settings, if you're on your laptop, you're going to follow along with me. It says apps and connectors. If you're on your phone, click on your name, and then you should see, I think it says connected apps. Are you on the plus version? Mm-hmm. Okay, so may I? Yeah. Connectors right here. So what it actually says is connectors.
Sorry, it's working.
Oh, you're good. Do you need help? Okay. Everybody good back here?
Sorry.
Yep, so may I? Go ahead. We're going to close that. And then... Oh, you're on the free version. That's why. So if you wanted to, you can either follow along with me, or you can just upgrade it now and jump right in with me. But you'll click here, and then in there you're going to see apps and connectors, and that's what you're looking for. All right? Yeah, sure. All right. So when you get in here, guys, for those studious individuals who have already gone through here, this is what you want to. This is at a minimum what you want to spend some time doing in order to maximize your use of GPT. So this was not around whenever I was in Fayetteville last. Like releases happen all the time. This is a new update that's happened since. Yeah, this is new. So Gmail, Google Calendar, Google Drive, and then you also have all these other options down below. The reason I don't have so many connected, this is just a company thing for me. I work at Movement Mortgage. We deal with social security numbers, a lot of proprietary and confidential information, both for our company and for our clients. So I use Microsoft Copilot because it's housed within our server system. It's more secure for us. But Microsoft Copilot is built on the OpenAI architecture. So like every time I use Copilot, which is multiple times a day, I'm using ChatGPT. It's just going through a different door, if you will, to get there. Okay. So the reason I bring that up is because there are some things that you'll probably want to connect that I don't have connected, because this is an external service and I can't connect like my movement email, my movement drive, my movement things on there. Just from a security standpoint, it's all connected in Copilot though. Okay. So let me give you a couple specific use cases if you're thinking about like, why would I want to do this? So Drive, Google Email, Google Calendar. Those are three that I think a lot of you guys probably have familiarity with, right? So you're going through a transaction, you get a home inspection to your email, you get an appraisal from your lender partner, you put it in Google Drive in your client's thing, and then you've got your calendar listed with like the next inspection, the final walkthrough, all these things, right? Those are three different platforms, so you may have to go through to find things. It's like, where did I put the appraisal? Where's the home inspection report? Some of you are organized, some of you may not be. The beautiful thing about connecting your apps via ChatGPT is you can come into GPT now and give it very vague instructions. Find the inspection report on 123 Main Street, and it will look through all of the different apps that you've connected and bring that back to you within the platform here. Another use case is look at my week this week and maximize my travel schedule based on where I have to be at what time. So if you have your calendar set in advance on Google Calendar and you have it connected, you can on Monday have a recurring setting. I'll show you how to do this as we go. But you can use GPT to basically be your virtual assistant and tell you, hey, on Monday you should be here, on Tuesday you should be there, or I've got 8 showings today, they're all on my calendar, rank those based in order of like drive time, traffic patterns, etc. And it can create, exactly, and that is a new one. So Zillow literally just got updated last night. And so, and another thing that got updated last night that I wasn't gonna share just for the sake of newness, but you can also start buying things within ChatGPT now. It's connected. This just literally was turned on in the last release notes, but you can connect. You can like connect Etsy and other platforms and actually buy products within GPT, and it's literally like releases are happening like on the weekly basis. So, but yes. So this one, if nothing else, like this is one that I think is almost mandatory for you guys, with all of the data and all of the documents that you have to manage and all the different things that go along with being a successful real estate agent. I just think it's a very good way to increase your productivity with a very little amount of effort. Okay? Yeah.
So if you attach your Spotify, is that gonna bring a personality?
Like, are you gonna bring up my personality? It's gonna be a little insane. Yeah. But these are all the options. I would encourage you, as much as you're comfortable with, connect as much as makes sense. Yes?
Just a quick question.
Yeah.
So mine only shows the part with the booking app, like apps.
Yeah. Are you on the free version right now?
No.
You're on the plus? Let me look up your shoulder if you don't mind. I just want to see. Yeah, so right now you're on the free version. So you might have had it at one point. Yeah, you might have had it at one point. But that's why. So she brings up a good point. I don't know how many of you are on the free version, but you'll see a lot less than I'm seeing. If you upgrade to the plus, it's immediately going to unlock all these other options. Yeah.
That was a real question about the Spotify thing though.
Yeah.
Will it bring in like your music choice and attach it to your personality within ChatGPT? Is that the point?
We're about to find out.
Did you do it?
Like, do you
Nice.
know?
I don't know.
Okay.
So I haven't done it only because it's not something that was relevant to this use case.
Okay.
But I guess you tell me when you're done with it.
Oh,
See if it'll,
Yeah.
great.
write your personality,
Here.
it'll tell you everything it'll do for you.
So this release was updated 6 days ago. So I haven't spent a whole lot of time. Let's see. Data from GPT. Cool. I guess we'll see. Cool. Well.
Yeah, I did Canva, Gmail.
So I have done this before, and now I'm curious about this. One of the things that I've asked Spotify, like, okay, so obviously I'm like an incredible human being, if you haven't already determined this. And so one of the many talents that I have, one of the 2 talents that I have actually, is I know how to click buttons in Spotify. It's a skill I've learned over many, many years. But this will be my 4th time DJing at homecoming for my daughter's school on Saturday. So every year I have a homecoming playlist for the year. And it's a lot less sexy than it sounds. I literally click buttons on Spotify, and then kids walk up to the booth and request songs, and then I'm looking at the lyrics, and I'm like, no. Or, okay, we'll play that. But that's my DJing. But I've come to GPT and said, can you create a playlist for me in Spotify on this? In the past, what it's done is just give me a list of songs, but not links to Spotify. I'm actually very curious now if it will actually like create it within Spotify. So I'll play around with it and report back.
Okay.
But anyway, little sidebar. So any questions about this? Okay, so again, respectful of time, I want to just maximize this.
Don't ruin
No,
our
but I want you to get the good stuff because these are things that you guys should be able to apply. No, these are things you should be able to apply straight away. So who's got a listing that hasn't sold that you think should sell? What's the address, if you don't mind?
Oh, shoot, babe.
6980.
What is it? Who's got a listing who knows what the listing is?
6980 Glen Mill Farm,
Lynn Mill,
Glen,
Glen.
Glynn.
Farm Drive.
GLYN.
Forgive me.
Glynn. And it's Glen Mill.
I was like,
He's like, I know that.
Like that?
Two A's.
Yeah, I know. I was testing you. What's the city?
Oh, it's Fayetteville.
Fayetteville. Okay. So.
AI, it knows it.
All right, so it actually would, honestly, but I just want to do this for the sake of consistency. So this is a listing that hasn't sold yet. Tell me why and what I need to do to get it sold. All right, okay, but so you guys, if you haven't done something like this is one of those things where I'm teaching a principle, okay? So regardless of the prompt, regardless of what you're putting in, don't worry about getting hung up on the thing that I just typed in, but what's something that you want to understand or know more about or get a second opinion on? That's the use case, right? So you would type this in, and now what? This is not a trick question, but if you've typed this in, what's the next thing that you would do knowing what you know right now? I promise you it's not a trick question. The answer is so obvious. Hit enter. Okay. So I want to show you guys something that is going to help you massively, especially if you upgrade to the Plus version. So I'm going to hit enter. While that's happening, I'm going to open up a new tab, and I want to show you guys a little something. So what we're going to do is take the exact same prompt. I'm going to go back and look at the last one in just a moment. We're going to take the exact same prompt. We're going to select the plus button in the chat, and we're going to select agent mode. Has anyone used this yet? I know, most people have not. So turning on agent mode, let me explain what agent mode is, okay?
Is that only on the plus version?
It is only on the Plus version, yes. And again, like if you want to upgrade now, you can upgrade and play along or just watch, totally up to you. But so the agent mode, actually let me do this because I want to give you guys the chance to see it. So,
2.62 acres?
well, so look, let's punch this with agent mode turned on, and I'm going to talk about it, but let's do a quick little fact check. So is it currently listed at 415?
Yeah.
4 bed, 3 bath, 2.62 acres, built in 06. Okay, cool. So we've got some accuracy in the data. Why it might not be selling or potential red flags. Okay, so
Well incentive.
this is a quick review of what it thinks could be the challenge, right? So now I will say that some of these things, to be fair, are fairly vanilla. Okay, there's not a whole lot of depth to this thought process. You saw that I hit enter, and with a relatively short amount of time, it gave me a response, right? Let me show you what happens when I turn on agent mode. And actually, it's great that it's asking me a question. Could you tell me what level of detail? Full detail, maximum effort. I want all of that because I need to talk to the seller about our go-forward strategy. All right, so fair enough?
Yeah.
All right, so if you noticed, I asked it the same question. I turned on agent mode, and instead of immediately giving me an answer, it turned on its reasoning hat, turned it up to 11, and it came back and it said, hold up, I need some more information to really make sure I nail this for you, okay? Now what you see happening behind me is when I turn agent mode on, it pulls up, it creates a separate desktop on the server that it's working on right now. I'm going to minimize this just so you can see it a little better on one screen, okay? So
That's different than the canvas it can pull up now too.
yes, yes. So what is happening right now? Yeah,
I am a complete AI version coming into
me
this.
too. I literally have no idea what I'm talking about, but
It seems like. How does it, I mean, I know that it's super technical, but like, how does it know that it's overpriced? Is
Okay.
it doing comps like we're doing?
Analytics and algorithms, and yes, it's doing comps, it's just doing them with faster computation ability. But this gets into the, and so to answer the question more succinctly.
Hey,
let-
Adam, one second. Make sure you book that domain, get us that domain, aivirgin.com.
I guarantee you that gets snapped up real fast. So here's to answer your question, here's some data, okay? So so it pulled up some comparable sales in this analysis, and it said, here are the ones that have sold. So, we're here, it's just giving some data, right? It goes further to say, all right, this price might be a little aggressive, but why? And so it says, maybe ambitious, giving nearby comparables, selling in the 350 to 390 range for similar, though not identical homes. So that's an algorithmic assumption based on data analysis, okay? Where agent mode is incredibly useful, there are a couple times where I would encourage you to use agent mode. If you are looking at it on your phone or your laptop, you'll notice that you have 40 credits of them each billing cycle, okay? So it resets every 30 days, but you have 40 use cases of it. And so you need to be thoughtful about where am I going to deploy those 40 use cases. Where I try to encourage people to think about using agent mode is a couple different buckets. One is reputational. So if you're creating something or you're using the tool to help you deliver something that's going to impact your reputation personally or professionally, that's a point where I'm probably going to use this to make sure I get a very detailed, thoughtful, reasoned, robust answer. If I'm trying to go further than just a quick cursory answer, yeah.
Sorry, I
No,
kind of.
you're good.
I apologize, but you said 40 what?
40 credits, so 40 uses a month. So if you'll notice,
Yeah, I was gonna ask that too.
yeah. So
Who gets 40 credits? What is 40 credits?
so on the Plus version, and I'm on the Pro version because I do these trainings, so I need a lot more. But you'll see what I see. So when I scroll over agent mode, it says I've got 366 left. I have 400 versus 40. But it costs me $200 a month versus 20, so it's 10x on everything. So for you, you're going to have 40 of these each billing cycle. And so for the uses of them, I'm telling you, you probably don't want to turn it on for every single time you go to GPT. But the two buckets are reputational. The second bucket is economic. So if you're doing something that's going to impact you or your client's pocketbook or purse, like that's where you want to think about using this thing. So if I were going to have a conversation with a seller who has a stale listing, as an example, I probably would use agent mode because I want to make sure that I've got like a really detailed, fully fleshed out report that I can cite and I can reference and I can give some additional analytics with, as opposed to just a quick answer that comes back through the initial reasoning if I just simply type a prompt in and hit enter, okay? Does that make sense? And you'll see what I'm talking about whenever this thing gets done. But the beauty of turning agent mode on, and I want to give you guys a couple of like cool ways to use this thing. Because it's not on my machine, it's literally just showing me a mirror of what it's doing right now. It has actually taken over the prompt, and it is literally working through all of these websites. It's scrolling, it's detailing what it's looking for, why it's coming up with this. But it's not on my machine. This is on the server at OpenAI's server farm, wherever this particular query got sent to, okay?
Being transparent.
Yeah,
Where was this at when we were in high school?
right?
Right?
But the cool thing about this is if Wi-Fi goes out here, and it would never, because you would never let that happen. But if it did, if Wi-Fi went out, if there was a power outage, if somebody threw my machine out the window, it's still going to work because it's not on this. So here's the beauty of it. Let's say that you've got a really consequential task that you've got ahead of you in the day, and I've got to create a listing presentation, or I have to put together a marketing program, or I've got to do something that I know I can do it. It's just going to take me an hour or two to do, and I don't really want to spend the time. I'd rather go outside. It's kind of nice. You could put to work your virtual assistant, turn on agent mode, detail out, here's what I need, here's what I need it for, turn on agent mode, and leave. You could close your laptop, you can put the phone in your pocket, because it's not using my machine to create
Everything
this.
else always stops, but agent mode's the one that
Exactly.
runs off the server. Okay.
Exactly. So, and I will say, everything else still works off the server. It's just that as soon as you disconnect your machine, yeah, it's like it's not really doing much, right? So with this, I could literally put a bullet in this laptop, get on your laptop, log in as me, and I would still see this same thing happening because this is happening in a different location. It's amazing. But I'm sorry, go ahead.
How long does that usually take?
Depends on the question. So more complex, it could be 90-minute plus. If you're asking it to create something out of nothing, which I have done, a specific use case is if there's ever a time where I need a presentation these days, I don't create presentations. I don't create PowerPoints anymore. I literally set in motion, here's the audience, here are the topics, here are the things I want to cover, and cite these references, cite these websites, or cite these data points that I would otherwise, I know how to go get it. It's just,
dictate to it and then
yeah.
use the proper verbiage.
And then I leave.
verbalize it,
and then I go on a morning run, or I
You're
like,
using agent mode to accomplish
Correct.
these now.
yes.
For clarity, he literally texted me those questions.
Yeah.
And so he probably just sit through it.
Yeah, because I use it a ton, I just never got into agent mode yet, so now that's
Yeah.
a whole new aspect.
Yep.
Okay.
You had a question or you had a comment?
Yeah, I'm just noticing, I know about this listing because we looked at it, I did the comps, submitted an offer, they got rejected, blah, blah, blah.
Salty, not salty.
No, not at all.
She was on point with the price though. I'll say that.
I'm noticing that, some of the stuff that's coming up on here, like that it's considering, like, that one, I think it said August 2024.
Okay.
I would not go, and I don't think many of us would go back that
Mhm.
far.
Yeah.
in looking at
And
comps.
so it's like a-
Can I tell it,
Sure.
when I ask the question, don't use anything before? it's
Absolutely.
older than 6 months?
And let's say that that's something that you want to build in perpetuity. You could also, as part of the memory that you're able to build into it, you could say, when I ask questions about CMAs or price, never use data more than 180 days old, or whatever that is. Now, you're going to have to remember that, because there are some properties that may have large acreage or unique properties where sometimes an appraiser is going to have to go out 12 or 24 months to get comps. So you're either going to have to remember, I'm going to have to turn that off, I'm going to have to suspend that directive at some future point, or just simply,
When
yeah,
you know, when there's nothing else available, then
Exactly.
you get to go to.
Yeah. and that could be an option too. But what I would encourage you, and this is a great conversation topic, the way that you have to instruct it, don't think about it in terms of like, I've got to have technical wording, I've got to have like a coding background. What you're working with is what's known as a large language model, LLM. Every time I put something in there, every time a document is uploaded, every time I use it, and every time you guys use it, it is learning what human language sounds and feels and looks like. So I don't have to be terribly technical in my directives to it. I can talk just like I normally talk, because somebody somewhere has already talked like you to it and gotten a desired output or made an adjustment, and it learned, okay, well, when someone says it like that, they mean this, and it's learning as it goes. And it will learn specifically to you the more you interact with it. Okay? Sarah Connor knows what's up. I'll give you a couple other use cases for this too, just things that you may consider. One thing is, let's say that there's a website that's behind a paywall or behind a username and password. A specific example would be your MLS. Okay, now I don't have access to MLS, you do. I do have different websites though that I use that are behind a username and password, things that help me track the market, things that help me identify productivity within mortgage recruits, mortgage loan officers. I've even got access to data about each of you as real estate agents. I can see what lenders you do business with over the past 14 months. I can see how many transactions you've done with each individual. I can see how much volume you're closing, but it's behind a username and password through a paid service. So if I wanted to instruct it and say the website that I'm referring to for this case is called modelmatch.com. So it sounds like a dating website, but it is not. But if I wanted to go to Model Match to find certain data, a query that I might give it is, go find the top 50 loan officers in Cumberland County using modelmatch.com and give it back to me in the form of an Excel spreadsheet or a Google spreadsheet, right? So what it will do is it will go as far as it can on the public search data. When it gets to modelmatch.com, it will flash at me, it will pause, and it will say, you have to take over. I need you to put in your username and password. I'm not going to save it, but I need you to access this website. And then once I put it in, it runs through my model match. And here's your full version of this analysis we'll look at. But the same thing can be, and I know this because I've tested this specifically with your MLS. You can use it to search different things within your MLS. You can totally do it too, but this is a time saver application, right? Like if you wanted to sit down and do the search yourself, cool, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 60 minutes, whatever it is. But if you wanted to set in motion and leave and say, do this search query in my MLS, as soon as it prompts you for your username and password and you log it in, you can leave. You're done. Like it will just work until it's finished, and it will let you know when it's done. All right. So just kind of comparing and contrasting a little bit here. So this is option one that we got using just the prompt and hitting enter. Not bad, but some vanilla answers in here. I know you're not reading all of it, but it's just a little bit less. See you guys.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. When we get to the analysis here, this is a lot more detailed. I mean, you can just see just based on the number of words, but you know, we got like number 5, 5.1, 5.2, 5.3, 5.4, talking points, conclusion. And so I don't know that you would necessarily agree with this, but based on the data is suggesting this. And so for you, being able to sit down with a seller and take this information and have this at your ready, I think that's a pretty cool thing. The beautiful thing is when it creates a document like this, it does have this share option that I'll show you real fast. So I can punch this, I can send somebody a link directly to that, or I can download it in a PDF or Word document. So if I wanted to, if I wanted to be able to manipulate it, I can put it in a Word document and I can change some things up, or I can just have this PDF document, right?
That's awesome.
So that's a really cool use case for it. I wouldn't, totally up to you. I personally wouldn't sit down with the seller and say,
This almost seems
Yeah.
like a service that somebody could be performing for agents out there for listing agents.
let me show you something.
So take off the chat GPT.
So there's someone doing
Type
that.
in a little bit yourself, and then it's original, right? It's not complete copyright.
There's someone doing that right now. So watch this. This will be a cool thing for you to implement in your listing presentation. This is a bit of the party trick, but this is actually like there's some validity to this. All right, we'll put that address back in there. Tell me who the most likely buyer will be for this property so I can market to them. And I could turn on agent mode, but for the sake of time, I'm just going to not. But you can imagine if you turned on agent mode, it's going to give you a much more robust answer. But when you see this, what it's going to give you, it's going to pull up that property, it's going to pull up the price range, it's going to pull up local attractions around it, and it's going to come back and it's going to say basically like, you're probably going to sell it to a family of 4 with kids because of this, this, and this. And it really refines and distills your target audience potentially. I just think it's a really cool thing to be able to take to a seller and say, I've done some market research, and based on my market research, I believe the most likely candidate for your home is this archetype. So I'm going to be marketing not in the traditional sort of like throw a shotgun approach, but I'm going to be very laser focused in the way that I market. And because it's a 4 family home, I'm going to be marketing at the grocery store. I'm going to be marketing at the park, and I'm going to be marketing at these places where these families are going to arrive.
So that's really good too, because then from here you can use like the agent mode, break down the salaries of individuals
Yep.
that can afford the house,
Yep.
where the local businesses are around that have those kind of wages. And now if you were to do like a couple this with like a Facebook marketing ad, now you can go do the filters through Facebook, and you can really dwindle down
Geocache
the
it,
age,
yeah.
geocache it,
Yep.
and boom, you have your seller.
And this, I don't know if this is already in your marketing for this, but like it's pretty cool because you could also just say, all right, well, I know folks with no trailers and boats, private in-law suite. Like I don't know that these things are part of your marketing campaign today, but with this as kind of a supplement to how you guys would approach your real estate practice, now I can be a little bit more strategic about pulling out specific words, or to your point, marketing on social media to that group, to that demographic, and not doing it to all of social media, but to the demographic that is,
Like the SEO.
like having the opportunity to be more specific around, are you looking for this? Is this something that's attractive to you? Do you have 2 kids, and are you looking for a move up home, to place to put your trailer and boats? Now we're getting real specific. Now it's more than just, hey, here's a home for sale.
Campaigns can get expensive too, so if you're having something like this, you're actually protecting yourself from wasting dollars for non-eligible buyers.
Yep. And then, I mean, you can see in here, it gives you specific messaging to be able to like how to position this. And then if we want to create some hooks to go even further with it, And then do we have these things, right? Like these are the sorts of things that may be most attractive to a potential buyer. So bottom line is sort of a summary on all this, but the reason I brought this up, the reason I even thought to show this to you is because I actually know somebody who is not telling people how to do this. He's charging real estate agents for this. And so I'm fine, like capitalism at its finest, like rock on. Yeah, so, but what he's doing, and he's a buddy of mine and he's good at this, but his profession is teaching AI. And so one of the things that he does as a value add to real estate agents is, would you like to know what buyer is going to buy your listing? If yes, like send me $99 and I'll send you a detailed buyer report, and it's that. So you guys wanted to monetize that, have at it. Yeah.
So is the algorithm built to look at only words, or does it actually analyze pictures?
It will look at pictures. So given that I don't work at OpenAI and I don't have behind the scenes view to the coding of it, and I wouldn't know what I'm looking at even if I did, I'm a user, so I know that it looks at pictures to make determinations. I know that from personal experience and from reading the release notes. I can't tell you to what degree it interprets pictures to make judgments on those pictures. But I like data-driven stuff, like it can pull things out of pictures in that manner. Did something on this spark your curiosity about that? I'm just curious, what makes you think of that?
I was just
Can it analyze pictures is the same way it analyzes words, basically.
going back thinking about this particular house, and like one of the big things is there's a big hole in the backyard from where a pool was.
Okay,
And I'm just wondering if it can analyze a picture like that to take that into account.
that's a fair question. I don't know. I imagine, is the whole list, is it part of the MLS pictures?
Yes.
Okay, so if it's on there, then yeah, it would definitely consider that. And honestly, like if you wanted to play around with it later, you could just say, use that address and say, analyze, the listing photos and tell me what potential problems exist with this property.
What to look out for.
I would even, before I even tell it to look out for, I would just use something vague just to test it and say, what are some concerns that a buyer might have based on these listing photos? And then just see what it gives you. I have a feeling it's probably going to be quite surprising in a positive way.
That could go back to your previous.
We might have a loan officer.
We're going to get it sold, baby.
Can I put a duplex on the left hand side?
So I just in a quick perusal, I don't see any mention of the whole. I don't see any mention of the whole in here. So I don't know, like I'd probably test it a little bit. I'd turn agent mode on and ask the same question and just see. That's how I would kind of like troubleshoot it. But the cool thing is, like, again, as a user and just like somebody who actively uses this, the best thing I could encourage you guys to do is have an idea, try it. If it doesn't give you the desired output, just adjust how you interact with it. Early on, I've said this in many workshops, but when I first started using this, I had in my head an idea of what I wanted, and I would ask for it, and I wouldn't get it, and then I would just like forget it. I would just like throw my hands up, and I'd be like, well, this thing doesn't work, and I'd move on. But what I've learned since is if I stop and I like rephrase it slightly, or I adjust the way that I'm approaching it, it's quite good about like meeting me where I'm at in that instance. I've gotten better at giving better prompts, at giving better delegation, at being more specific about things. And I think that comes just from time, from interacting and using it and having a good sense of what it is you're trying to get out of it.
Oh, it says right there, if you like, I can run a full photo audit,
Yeah.
interior and exterior.
Yeah,
Yep.
that pulled up whole.
And I'm totally use
Yeah.
agent mode because I asked it this question a few months ago when I first started using it. I was like, how do I get to $1 million in the next 5 years?
Oh, okay. So
I'm like, I'm totally gonna do that now.
well, all right. So here's one, right? So like, I want to close 5 homes in the next 90 days to wrap up 2025. And I'm just going to give you an example. Another thing could be, I'll hit enter while so we can talk. Yeah, so the other thing could be creating a marketing campaign. The other thing could be making a business plan for 2026. Any variation. Think about, I want to do a thing and I need some instructions or I need some step-by-step guides on how to do the thing, right? So you can see immediately, it's already given me answers here. And I can just tell you from experience, these answers are going to be pretty vanilla. We'll look at it, but I want to show you, oh, let's go OpenAI. Throw it in there. So turning on agent mode, and it may come back, it will likely come back and ask me a few questions actually. Cool. So again, this is a good example of it, right? So preferred price range or loan value range, how would you answer that?
I don't know.
What's your average price point?
400,000.
Okay, so 400,000. Any specific property types or all?
Must have doors in the window.
All. All right, and then geographic areas. Give me a few counties or areas.
Rayford.
Just Rayford. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So once I'm done, hit enter and it's off, right? So I can let that thing run in the background. If you were to just do it the way that most of you have likely been using it, it's going to give you something, but I would say that it's fairly weak, honestly. Like, it's better than nothing. It's better than not having something to work off of, but it's not necessarily super specific. It didn't ask any questions. It didn't ask any clarifying information. So it doesn't yet know that I want to focus in Rayford County at 400,000 plus, right? But when I turn on agent mode, it is going to be much more specific, and it's going to come back with a much better recommendation and something that's much more workable. If I really wanted to get funky, I could also say, like, give me a daily breakdown or a weekly breakdown, and I could dial it into whatever degree I wanted. Yeah.
Okay, so I am like 100% unfamiliar with ChatGPT. You were mentioning before, like you were mentioning something about like the coins or something like that.
The credits,
that
yeah.
I take. Like, is that only on agent mode?
Yes.
Or on any-
So there are a couple of like add-ons, like features that you have access to with the Plus version. One of them is agent mode. Another one is deep research. And deep research, I want to say you have 20, perhaps, maybe 30, maybe 25, somewhere in there. But deep research is so agent mode is automating something. It's basically turning it on and walking away. It's as if I had a virtual assistant and I called that virtual assistant and I said, here's the thing I need you to complete today. Let me know when you're done. That's agent mode, okay? Deep research is going to somebody in a library somewhere and saying, like, I need you to work on this thing, get all of the information about that thing and let me know when you're done. That's deep research. So it's not acting autonomously, coming up with its own ideas or creating its own thoughts. It's simply pulling from available data and then delivering this back to you in a more concise way. Okay? So the reason I bring that up is because each of those things has a certain number of credits each billing cycle. Agent mode is 40 credits each billing cycle. Each billing cycle is 30 days. So you could use 38 of them and then 2 expire, and then the next billing cycle you have access to 40 again. They do not roll over. So, and you
So
also
what
can't buy a
happens-
la carte.
What happens if I use them more and I need more? Do I have to buy
I
them?
literally said you can't, like that's, I was just saying that and I didn't get a chance to get it out, but you can't buy a la carte. So once you're done until the next billing cycle.
see.
Yeah, unless you just upgraded to the pro version for a month, which gives you 400 credits versus 40. But I don't think you want to spend $200 on it. So that's why, but I'll reiterate, that's why I said, when I said the 2 buckets, not everything you use it for is going to fall into that reputation bucket or that economic bucket. If it's something that doesn't rise to the level of, I could really put myself in hot water if I don't get this right, or I could really cost myself or my clients dollars if I don't nail this, I'm probably not going to turn agent mode on because I want to save those for those more consequential conversations. Make sense? Oh, you're welcome. All right. Any other questions about agent mode deep research? All right, I'm going to stay here, and we're probably going to shift into some video stuff for you guys here in just a moment. But I want to give you, while we're on this topic, I just want to give you a couple more things. So another great use case, and this is exclusive to the agent mode, is creating daily tasks or weekly tasks or monthly tasks. Recurring task is basically the way that you would describe it. So let's do it like this. Each morning at 5 a.m., give me a detailed real estate report for what county? We're going to stay in Rayford?
Yes.
All right, for Rayford County.
Hope County, yeah.
Hope, H-O,
Yeah, you got it.
Orange County. All right, include things like average days on market, sale versus list, price, inventory levels, whatever else you wanted to add in here, okay? But don't worry about exactly what I'm putting in. I want you to think about how can I turn an automation on. All I've done is just said each morning at 5 a.m. do the thing, okay? I don't have to turn on agent mode for this. I'm just simply telling it what to do. So when I do that, it's going to say memory updated, and it's like, I got you starting at 5 a.m. I'm going to start delivering this report to you. Okay.
I was under an assumption that it doesn't have like a concept of time.
So that's a good question, actually. It can reference our time. So a little pro tip, if you're going to be traveling around, make sure you reference the specific time zone. So like I'll be in different time zones occasionally, so like it may show up it's always going to show up at Eastern Standard Time because I've instructed it like this is when I needed to show up. And so you'll see that now this has been logged as a daily task. And it's also even going further and saying like, do you want me to add these things in here too? So it's like anticipating based on interactions that it has had when other individuals have asked for a similar report. It's like, hey, by the way, dude, like most people want this stuff too. Do you want that? Okay. One way to sort of like.
So how's it presenting it to you?
I'll show you that. So this is something that I always do just as a force of habit. So give me an example now. I always want to just sort of see what it looks like, right? So it will create it, but how it's delivered is twofold. So all of you have an email address associated with the account that you registered for. It will push an email to that email address at the specified day and time, okay? If you have it downloaded on your phone, it will also give you a push notification at that point in time. Just like it would an email coming through or a Facebook notification popping up, it's just going to push a push notification so that you can access it through the mobile app instead of going to the web browser version, which is what you would do if you clicked on the email. Okay, you can build out a crazy amount of automations. Like there's literally unlimited amount of automations you can build with this. So, and I would encourage you, think about like stacking it, almost like creating your own podcast. So if you like this idea, and you want to see like every morning you want to get kind of your daily briefing, like the president gets a daily executive briefing, perhaps.
For yourself?
Yeah, I'm not joking. Like literally create a daily, I have one. I have a daily briefing for myself that I get every morning at 5. And how I use it, so the things that are relevant to me each morning that have been relevant for the better part of 2.5 decades, I need to know what the 10-year Treasury yield is doing. I need to know what direction mortgage-backed securities are trading. I need to have an idea of where the stock and bond markets are moving. And I need to know what the average rates are nationally and in certain markets. I know where to get all that data. But it's like 4 different places. It's like CNBC on TV in the morning, listen to my morning podcasts. I can go to Mortgage News Daily to get some of the other data. And then I've got Google Alerts set up for 10-year Treasury and all these things. Well, when I started using this, I don't have to do all of that because now I create one automation, instruct it to go get these things for me and give it to me each day at 5 a.m. And every single day, I can quickly get that daily briefing and I'm ready to start my day. So if there's anything that is relevant to you personally or professionally that you're used to having to chase or track down on a regular basis, just encapsulate that into an automation. It could be that it's every Monday, I need this information, or it could be every day, I need this information, or it could be on the second Tuesday of each month, I need this information. But the more you can build in and stack, I think the better it will be for you. Just from a organization standpoint, in my experience. So in other words, I would not want an automation for Hope County real estate, an automation for a good fitness goal, an automation for a motivational quote. That's 3 separate emails or 3 separate clicks. I'd probably just collapse all that into a single one and call it my daily briefing. And in my daily briefing is my professional, it's my personal, it's my inspirational, it's my spiritual, it's my health, it's my economic, all of the things that make you you. Think about all the things that you want to know about each day, build that into an automation and move on.
Stop shop.
Yeah.
I like it.
Any questions about that? Okay, cool. So I know I'm going fast, but I'm trying to maximize our time together. So tell me if I need to pull up or slow down.
So it is emailing you those, that's where the deliverable is, sorry.
Yes,
My
yes.
Deliverable is your inbox email.
Yes, this is what it will look like when I click on it.
Connected to your ChatGPT. It's
Correct.
going off of that. Okay.
Yep, exactly. All right, so let's talk a little bit more about GPT. So, I'm trying to show you things that you might have, they're like hidden in plain sight kind of, so I want to give you some things that help you figure this out. So this microphone, I'm sure you guys can imagine what this is. It's literally just transcribing my voice. So if I hit it, all it's going to do is take whatever words I say and it's going to type that into text. So I can finish that and it will flip that over and it's text. Not super sexy, just calling it out. What is super sexy is advanced voice mode. and that is this sound wave. And the second to last release, they just updated the amount that you have access to in the Plus version to a near unlimited amount. That's the way that OpenAI's language is written in the release notes, so that they don't actually disclose how much you can use. It's a lot. So,
That's good because the new 5 seemed like it throttled down when they first just came out.
it did, but they've fixed that. That you're not wrong. You're absolutely right, but they have since remedied that in the last week, based on the release notes and the personal experience. But I'm pulling my phone out because this is where this thing is really cool. So I'm on the app. It's the same screen that you're looking at over my shoulder. But what I'm going to do is select advanced voice mode. And I'm going to demo this for you guys real quick. You're going to, if you could, like, stay quiet just for a minute, because when I turn the microphone on, it's going to pick up any ambient noise. So if you say something, it's going to take that as an instruction, okay? So, but just watch this. All right, tell me the best place for tacos in Fayetteville, North Carolina.
So it looks like a couple of top picks are Taqueria El Refugio and Taqueria Las
All right, you know
Delicias.
what? Don't worry about that. I'm actually curious, like the best place to get like a hot dog in Fayetteville.
Sure thing. Switching gears to
I'm
hot
gonna
dogs.
hit mute so I can talk to you.
One standout in Fayetteville
So,
is JJ
if I want to talk
Farmhouse.
over it, if I want to just like communicate with someone not this, I can just press the mute button on the screen.
That's definitely
This is a party trick. This is not useful yet. This is where it gets useful though. What I'm trying to show you is that being able to use voice mode, you can talk to it like a conversation. You don't have to wait for it to finish. I can interrupt, I can change topics, I can go left, I can go right, I can do all these deviations. This is where it is useful though. All right. So I had asked you a question about a home that I'm trying to get sold, the property on Glen Mill, whatever that is. So I need you, let's do some role playing. I need you to be that seller, and I'm going to be a real estate agent, and I'm going to try to convince you to reduce the price on that home. I need you to put yourself in the mindset of that seller, and I need you to rebuttal any points that I have, or rebut any points that I have, to make sure that I've got a refined pitch so I can go do this effectively. Are you ready to start?
Absolutely, I'm ready to jump into that role. So I'll be your fictional seller, and you can pitch away. I'll push back a bit, and we'll refine your approach as we go. Let's do it.
All right, cool. So look, here's the bottom line. It's priced at $415,000 right now. I think we need to drop it to $375,000. How do you feel about that?
Well, as your fictional seller, I might say something like, I hear you, but that's quite a big drop. I'm not sure I'm comfortable losing $40,000 just like that. Can you tell me why you think that's necessary, and if there's any other way we can go about it? So go ahead and convince me.
Yeah, so based on the data, and I've got a report here I want to show you, and just assume we just went through the report, and based on comparable sales, I just think that's what the market demands at this point based on what I'm seeing out there. How do you feel about that?
As your seller character, I'd probably say, all right, I appreciate you walking me through the data. I get that the market shifted, but I just want to make sure we're not leaving money on the table. So if you can reassure me that this is the best
Watch
shot
this.
at getting it sold in a reasonable time frame.
All right,
I'll
let me
trust
interrupt
you.
real fast. So you're actually being a little too nice. This particular seller is incredibly difficult, so I need you to dial up the difficulty level, and I'm going to need you to ask me like really complicated questions and basically be disagreeable the whole time. So can you ask me a question right now in that manner?
Absolutely, I can turn up the difficulty. So let's say as your tough as nails seller, I'll jump right in and say, look, I don't buy it. You're basically telling me to drop my price just because some report said so. I need you to prove to me why my home is any different from the others. And honestly, I'm not convinced you are just trying to take the easy route. So why should I trust you on this? Give me something more solid, or I'm not budging.
Super fair point. So I think the biggest issue we've got is just the current state of the backyard. I think that's really pulling some potential buyers away. And if we don't address that, we're going to have to reduce the price. If we do address that, you're going to be dropping some cash right now. So it's really, do you want to pay now or do you want to pay later? I think the path of least resistance is to drop the price. How do you feel about that?
All right, leaning into that tough seller role here, I'd say, well, I hear what you're saying. I'm not really thrilled about either
So
of those
watch
options.
this.
I don't particularly want to shell out more money to fix the
All
yard.
right,
if
actually,
I'm
you
not
know
getting-
what? You're like really stressing me out. I need you to be really agreeable because this is getting a little too hard. So I need to feel better about myself. So I need you to tone down the difficulty and basically agree with everything I say with no hesitation at all. Can you do that?
Absolutely, I can do that. Switching gears completely, Mel. I'll be your super
All right,
agreeable.
so I think you get kind of the point of that. So the use case there is, let's say that there's like some scripting that you want to refine, or a
Training you as a negotiator.
yeah, or like anything that you want to refine, but it feels a little uncomfortable doing it with a peer or doing it with another human in the room. That's a really cool way to kind of work through some of those jitters that you might have about a particular conversation, because you can just set the environment. Here's, like, I need you to be reasonably hard or really hard or not hard at all, or, yeah, go ahead.
Can you explain again how to get to that?
Yeah, it's really easy. So on the app or on the desktop, it's just this right here. So right where it says Ask Anything,
Okay.
you're just going to select the little sound wave all the way to the right, and it looks the
And
same.
if it's on the phone, it's the same thing?
Same thing. It looks exactly the same. It's just on the app all the way on the right.
Would it track that you now, that
So-
you'll start getting anxiety?
It's a transcript of all of the things that we
Yeah,
talked
But I
about.
mean, like on the back end, will it start to create a personality for yourself that you start getting a little bit anxious when people have a pushback, and then
Yeah.
will it also put that in some of your like future scripts?
I don't know. This is a great question. I know it learns everything. I mean, everything you interact with, it will learn something. I just don't know if it will pull the anxiety out and apply that to other things. Yeah. I don't know.
Before you got to that though, because I use a lot too, so when you take it to a file, you can tell like, I just don't know how to answer that question.
Yeah.
How should I answer that
Well,
for that same
Let's
client?
take this a step further. Let's take this a step further.
What you say.
So, has anyone coached with any real estate companies before that you enjoyed? Okay, I know. I'm smart enough to ask that question. So I'll give you a few. There's a couple different real estate personalities. So Ben Kinney with Place, Tom Ferry is another pretty well-known real estate coach. Brian Buffini, a little old school, but like he's around. So let's say that there's a particular coaching platform or a real estate personality that you really enjoy. Ryan Serhant's another one. But they have a lot of content that is available. It's available publicly. They've put videos out. They've shared this stuff. And so let's say that I want to coach with Ryan Serhant, but I don't really want to pay Ryan Serhant, or I want to coach with Brian Buffini, whose thing is by referral only. So in a similar fashion, I can go to advanced voice mode. All right, so I need you to coach me using the principles that Brian Buffini teaches, and I need you to help me work through a script on how to overcome a price objection reduction from a seller. So going back to that home that I was talking about, I got to sit down with the seller and talk them into, or help them understand the merit in reducing the price. I want to use the Brian Buffini framework to do that, so I need you to coach me as if Brian Buffini is coaching me. Can you tell me what to say?
Absolutely. Let me channel a little Brian Buffini for you in that super agreeable way. So here's how we'd frame it. First, you're going to want to come from a place of care and service. Brian Buffini always emphasizes
So
that.
you can go listen to this on your own, but the point is, the principle that I'm teaching here is, if there's a personality or an author or somebody who has created content that you would like to consume, or you would like to be in alignment with those principles, you could also dictate, I want you to answer this, or give me this information, or share this, or come up with content as if you're doing it for Brian, for Tom, for Ben, for whoever the particular individual is. Okay, so it's honestly like I've done this to great effect. I just finished, or just ran 2 weekends ago, a 100-mile race, which was wild, but I did the entire training the entire training platform that I built out was that. And what I did, there are a couple like ultra runners that I've read books who have written principles on ultra running. And so I said, using the principles of Jason Koop and David Roche and a couple other personalities who are very famous and successful ultra runners, create a plan for me as if they would create the plan for me.
Playing a mileage calculator. And
Exactly.
Progression
Yeah,
runs in.
yeah. I mean, it did exactly what I'm describing, and that is what helped me train and then accomplish a 100-mile run 10 days ago.
You had to include nutrition and everything else.
Everything, literally. And the output was, it came back with a question, how do you want this? I said, give it to me in a Google Sheet so that I could adjust and add notes, and it created it in Google Sheets for me, and it dropped it in, and that was my training for this run. But the same thing can be said for your business. You know, like give me a business plan like Brian Buffini would give me a business plan, or Tom Ferry would give me a business plan, and create daily activities, weekly activities, monthly activities, whatever that cadence might look like that you're going for. That's a way to use the thing in a pretty effective way. Okay.
Another consistent way to use that as well with the personalities,
Mhm.
you can have it research like what you're looking for specifically. Like if you watched a video,
Yeah.
I've done this many times of somebody. I'm like, can you find this video for me?
Yeah.
And it does.
Mhm.
And it puts it in the feed. And
Yep.
I'm like, this is awesome.
Yeah. That's a really good point. Okay, so I know we've got somewhere between 7 and maybe 10 minutes, depending on how much longer you guys want to stay. I want to show you guys one thing on the video content piece. So there's video is kind of, it's like, it's coming into its own. So has anyone heard of Sora yet? Has anyone played with Sora?
Yep.
Yeah, yes, you have? Okay, have you created anything with it? Okay, pretty freaking amazing, right? So Sora, for those that don't know what I'm referring to, it's OpenAI's video generation platform. And it's not ready for the limelight yet. Right now it's like by referral only. So if anybody's curious, I think I have like 4 codes that I can give out. And you've got to basically get an invite in order to get in it. But because I'm on the pro version, I got like an early access to it. So it's a good tool, but it's a tool that creates artificial content. And so like it can, I don't know if you played around with the cameos, did you use the cameo version at all? So it is your likeness that you came out on the other side, or was it not your likeness?
Well, I had to tweak it.
Yeah.
I've seen one. It's kind of weird.
And it's very early, so I'm not even training on it yet because it's still in the beta phase, and like I'm only mentioning it to you because if you're curious, it's actually kind of what I think is going to be a really good platform soon. It's just not there yet. Where I think the most advantageous use case for video for you guys is something called Hey Gen, and Hey Gen is a platform that will take you. It will turn you into a digital avatar, into a version of yourself that looks like you. Okay, so like this is not a cartoon, it's not a caricature, it's literally you. And then you can load in a script from something like ChatGPT or Gemini or whatever platform you want to use, and it will create your mouth moving, synced to the words. Like I'll show you examples of what this thing looks like, okay?
Maybe like what I saw, but
So
it
if
wasn't
you-
matched to their like. It didn't talk like you should.
So I will, I literally got an email this morning about this. It has Sora built into it. They've updated a ton in the last couple of weeks with Hey Gen. This is Hey Gen.
How much is this?
It's $29 a month for the creator version, which is all you need. So I want to just show you kind of how to use this platform. This is one that you probably are going to need to like iterate on your own around with, but I want to give you 3 really important principles if you want to get into video creation in this lane. There's 3 things that are going to either make this successful or completely ruin your experience, and you're going to think that I'm an absolute idiot. Okay? So if you do the 3 things, I promise you it's going to be on the make your experience great. So number 1, your audio has to be dialed. In order to get good audio, you need to make sure that you've either got an external microphone, AirPods, a plugged-in headset, or worst case, and I'll show you how to do this, but record your voice on your phone using the voice memo and just talk into it as if this is your microphone, okay? So that is paramount. In order to have good audio output, you've got to make sure you've got good audio input, and you've got to make sure it's being picked up. If you were to just, you'll see me when I do it on my laptop, but I'll record a video from my laptop. If you do that, there's a degradation of the sound because the microphone is here, I'm here, the sound waves have to travel through space and time and through the room to get there, and it's not going to be as good quality as it will be if I'm doing one of those things I just described. So make sure you've got a good audio input device when you're creating the audio side of it. Okay, and I'll show you how to do that. You could do this, yeah, like a external mic like that. The second thing is visual variance. So because you're capturing your likeness, I'll show you what I'm referring to when I say visual variance. So you want to make sure that you've got some different looks. These are different avatars that I've created, and so different locations, different outfits, different backdrops. It allows me flexibility. so that it's not, like if you do this one time and you're wearing a single shirt with a single static background, and that's the only video content that you ever put out for the next 6 months, it's not gonna feel real. It's like, did he really just make, does he own one shirt, or did he make like 300 videos in one day? Like, both of those things are not great looks for you. So putting on a different shirt, different outfit, different location, that's an important thing. And then the last thing is enunciation. This is actually one that I did in Fayetteville. I don't know if you remember this, but I'll pick this one just for that sake. Let's go, actually I want to go back.
I feel like I've seen one of your videos somewhere.
You have.
Okay. I was like, you look really, really familiar, especially for
And the beauty of it, if you do this the way I'm walking you through this, my goal, how I teach these workshops, is I want these things to be indistinguishable from when it's me and when it's that. That's the beauty of it. And if it's clearly, if people look at it and say, well, that's AI, you need to tweak it. Like, I'm not saying that people are going to discard or discount AI videos now, because I think as long as the content and the information is good, it's cool. But I do think, especially while you're scrolling through, the more likeness it looks like you, the more realistic it looks to you, I think the more likely it is that people are going to linger on that video and watch. So so I've hit the 2. I'm going to walk you through the 3rd here in just a moment. The 2 are the audio quality and visual variance. The 3rd thing is your enunciation, or the way that you speak. And I want to show you, like, a real world how this looks. So in order to create a digital avatar, I've got a step-by-step instruction guide that I'll send to Morgan, and as long as you have Morgan's contact info, or vice versa, she can get it to you. If you don't have her contact info and you want to get the handout, get it before you leave, because she's going to be the one with access to all this. So, and all of these instructions are in here. So I am going to do one for you guys just to kind of show you what it looks and feels like. But in order to make sure that the last thing is on here, I'm going to show you live. So how many of you, and I actually would be great to get a volunteer, I need somebody to come up here and for like 30 to 60 seconds talk and let us record you doing one of these 6 things. Any volunteers? Perfect. Okay. So I will do it. I will do it. I genuinely don't want to volunteer. No, I don't want to volunteer. The reason, I wanted you all to feel the stress. Because as long as you felt the stress, then the point was landed. So
I'm working for this.
That's all. This is for my benefit. No, but what I want you to feel is that, like, because this is honestly the impediment for video for a lot of us. We know we probably should or could. We just can't get over. I can't do it, right? So I want to try to, in a joking way, help you get through that. But those are the options. I'm not good enough on video to nail those 6 options, or any of those 6 options. So what I do, and what I would encourage you guys to do, is what I'm about to do, which is just be a newscaster. And I'm going to turn on a script, and I'm just going to read it. And what you're going to see live is how I do this. What I would encourage you guys to do is go somewhere quiet, private, on your own, where you're not going to feel pressure, where you're not going to have that like little bit of biological like fight or flight moment that I just hit you with. If you go somewhere where you feel comfortable and you're by yourself and you can do this in a quiet space without external pressure, you're probably still going to sweat, but at least no one's going to see you sweat, and then you can tab off and you can get right back into it, okay? So this is what I would do. This is what I do. I click I need a script, and when I'm ready, I rock, okay? So I'm going to look at the camera more than I look at you guys, so you have to forgive me. The reason for that is whatever my likeness, whatever I'm doing, that's what's going to be locked in as kind of my mannerisms. It is going to add some, it's kind of free flow. But if I'm looking this way the whole time, that version of the digital avatar is going to be off cant from the camera. So I want to make sure that I'm focused on. Okay, ready? All right. So you're going to see me kind of turn on like newscaster mode, which is like what I would encourage you to do. And this is the 3rd thing. Hello, I'm feeling confident and relaxed right now. The lighting is good and my pronunciation is clear. This process is enjoyable. I'll smile and include natural and general hand movements. I can move around a little bit. I don't even have to read the words on the script. So you guys are reading the words and you're watching me on the screen, but what is important is that it's picking up my likeness it's picking up my tone, it's picking up my inflection, it's picking up the way that I sound, so I can totally go off script. I can say whatever I want, I can do whatever I want, as long as I continue to speak until I see the done recording option. And then I'm done, okay? That's it. So a couple things here quickly. If you record, let's say you record one of those in a coffee shop with your AirPods in, you probably want the ambient noise left in, because it would be weird if somebody's watching a video of you in a coffee shop and there's no clinking and there's no talking. Yeah. Or if you're standing in front of a neighborhood and the backdrop is the sign, the front signage to the neighborhood, and there's cars driving by, I probably want that car sound. Like, it's more authentic. Like, that's for me, video, when I'm using this, I want it to come across as authentic as I can. If I'm doing it in a quiet space, in a studio, at my desk, in an area that I don't want those things, I will leave that as it is, keep it deselected. So I'm only adding it if I want all the other noise included, okay? It's gonna take a couple of minutes to upload and then render a digital version of what I just did. By the time I get done with this, it'll be done, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. But let me just kind of, for the sake of continuation, we'll walk through how to create one of these. So let's assume that you've done this. And I'm also going to tell you that you're going to be really bad at it for the first 3 or 4 times. And like, you will be. So like, know that going into it, and know that I'm probably going to need to re-record it 3 or 4 times before you feel comfortable and satisfied with it, okay? It's not a natural skill for a lot of people. You may fumble over the words, you may feel a little too uptight. Like, do it 3 or 4 times, delete it 3 or 4 times, delete it 3 or 4 times, and then you got it, right? So like, if you can just do it a couple of
You don't
times,
have a
get in the
limit
reps.
you don't have a limit of the amount of versions that you
No,
can create?
you have 300 slots you can use, but when I say record it, delete it, you could also just delete each one of those first 3 or 4 avatars and you free up your 300 slots. Okay? All right, so we're going to pick one that we've already done. I'll just grab the one that I didn't fail the last time for the sake of continuity. So I selected the avatar, and again, I'm not going step by step because the step by step guide explains all this. I just want you to see it. I'm also going to select, and you don't have to do this, but I encourage people to do this. I'm going to select a particular voice, and what I did is I have one that I recorded with my external microphone, which is this one. And so I know that that particular sound quality is the best sound quality of all the versions, because every time I record, that's another voice that's in my options, right? But I didn't have a microphone attached. It's just picking it up for me here. It's not going to be great. So I know that one that I recorded externally with an external microphone, that one's the best. So I want that to be the sound quality. Yeah.
Can you delete the ones that you don't like?
Always.
Okay.
I don't, just because people sometimes want to see what they all sound like, and so I just, I'll be done in 2.
Cool.
The only other thing to do now is to get a script. So let's say, give me a script for Hey Jen. I want a 30-second video talking about why right now is a great time to buy real estate in Fayetteville. Include a call to action at the end. Okay? So, simple as that. And it could be whatever you want to do. But I will say one thing, give me this in text only so I can copy and paste. Because I am lazy and I don't want to take out those opening scene cuts and all the instructions that it gave. Alright, so take that, copy it, go back to Hey Jen, put it here, type in the script, and generate the video. That's it. So
Awesome.
in a couple of minutes, it'll be done. So I'll start wrapping it up and we'll come back and look at it when it's done, okay? So you can see and sound and hear what it sounds like. So,
Really have the opportunity to clone yourself in this.
so Hey Jen, guys, is like, it's honestly the best one that I have found for creating like real versions of you for video. There's a lot of AI platforms out there doing video right now, but if you've seen some of them, like it turns you into a baby, it turns you into a dog, it turns you into like a velociraptor, like all those things are interesting, but that may be like a way to sprinkle in some content. I think if you guys really wanted to commit to, if you really wanted to commit to like a long-term video strategy, I think you as the brand is gonna be the most important thing in there. So you.
From Southeastern.
Yay! So, oh, that's nice. So, you guys need to, in my opinion, you really, God, that is such a good
I know,
fit.
that's what I was just doing.
That's the first thing I did
Can we
too.
just stop class and admire this one?
That's why I thought it was
Sorry, squirrel. But genuinely, like, what I would encourage you guys to do with this, how to apply this, here's the decision tree that I would go through. I would think about your commitment to video, yes or no. Let's assume it's a yes. Then it's, all right, I want to have a strategy for video over the next quarter, so for the next 90 days through December 31st. I would then go to ChatGPT, I would turn on agent mode, I would clearly state my intention. I want to have a video strategy with 30 videos, for example, over the next 90 days. And I want those videos to include 10 videos about real estate in the Fayetteville area, 10 videos about lifestyle in the Fayetteville area, 10 videos of talking about family-friendly events or things that may attract a family. Give me 30 scripts and include call to action, whatever your prompts are. You've got the scripts. You've recorded 3 or 4 different versions of yourself with different clothing in a different location, so you've got different visual variants to your videos. And then on the specified days, based on the plan that you've created within ChatGPT, I know that Tuesday I'm going to post this video, next Thursday I'm going to post that video, and it's as simple as what you see here. I'll refresh it and we'll see if it's done. And I'll show you a few examples of what it looks like in the finished product, just so we can get out of here and be respectful of our hosts.
And how many videos can you make in Gen?
It is literally unlimited. So it's $29.99 a month, and you can go crazy with it. It's so worth it. So let me pull one here. I don't even know what this one is, but we'll see.
So this allows you to pre-make all your videos and then set up automation on your calendar
Yes.
and have them post at a certain time.
Coastal Coast to the small town charm of communities like Beaufort, Morehead City.
All right, I'm going to say this. If any of you, so when I cast it over AirPlay, there's a delay. Yeah, but just so you know, if you wanted to come look at this and we would disconnect it, just so we can be respectful of our hosts, there is no delay. It is literally time synced, my mouth moving, words being said. It's dialed perfectly, and I'm happy to show this to anybody that wants to see it if you're not believing of it. But let me mute it just so that doesn't distract you, and then I want to play it just so you can kind of see what it looks and feels like.
In a dark beach, you get the perfect mix of coastal living and year-round lifestyle.
So that voice sounds like me, though. I think you guys would agree. I never said any of those words. I literally never said those words. I didn't create this video. I actually recorded me reading that script in Fayetteville a couple months ago whenever I was here doing this last workshop. And I just simply took a script that I was using when I was doing one down at the Carteret Association of Realtors a couple weeks ago. They asked me to do a video kind of about like what it's like to live there. I just took a video that I recorded in Fayetteville, created a script on that day at the Carteret County Board of Realtors, merged the two together, and now I've got a video talking about why it's great to live on Crystal Coast. So that's the use case that I think you guys can apply with this. I can suddenly quickly launch into my video strategy without having to actually sit down and record each one of those videos on your own in front of the camera. Okay?
It's so awesome. I don't think you blinked though, like at all.
So you can, and I will say if you blink while you're recording, and if it goes long enough, it will add some additional like human elements in there.
Sorry, I know that's something weird to.
No, it's
but I'm like,
a
I don't
good.
think you blinked at all.
It's a good call out because sometimes people see these videos and they're like, you blinked too much, it's not real. And they'll pick a million things out because I did an abbreviated version of what I normally get into for our friends who had to leave at 10:50, but normally I will trick you guys before we start normally, and I'll show you a handful of videos and I'll ask you to determine which ones are real and which ones are AI. Nobody ever gets it right because they're way too close to being indistinguishable. And that's what I try to teach as we go through this. So I think we need to wrap here. We got like 2 or 3 minutes before we need to be out. Are there any questions or concerns? Anything you guys want to key back in on, or do you guys feel like you got what you needed? All right, so if I'll put a bow on it then, here's, I know it's a lot, but here's how I'll kind of wrap for you. So using those additional functions within GPT, that's the first place to start. Those additional functions are the following: agent mode, deep research, and then voice mode. Those are the 3 things that if you're not playing around with, I would start playing around with. I didn't touch on this, but I would also tell you that using the camera on the mobile app to just ask it or ask it to do things. A very easy example. When I go to a restaurant, I don't even look at the menu anymore. I just take a picture of the menu and I say, what's the best thing for me based on my training schedule? And it will rank it based on 3 or 4 different options and say, here's why, here's the nutritional content, here's what you do. You guys, I think, use it for, you go up to an appliance, you take a picture of it, you know, tell me about this appliance, what year was it manufactured, you go up to a serial tag on an HVAC unit, when was this unit created, give me all the details on it. You start using the camera feature within the app, and I think you're going to find how good it can be to really amplify your efforts. So that's GPT world. So we did personalization, we did the connected apps, we went through this how to schedule automated tasks. Now you guys have to start using those additional features that are built in. The last thing is just HeyGen. With the handout that I give you, it will give you the instructions. I've done this every single time I've helped with one of these workshops. Inevitably, someone's going to call me in 2 or 3 days and say, can you help me? The answer is yes. So just if you get stuck, if you can't figure out where to go from A to B, call me and I'll help walk you through it because I've done this enough to where I can do it over the phone with you pretty easily.
So the 3 things, agent mode, visual mode, and HeyGen?
Agent, deep research. So agent mode, deep research, advanced voice mode are the 3 additional functions that I would encourage. And then HeyGen is the separate platform altogether. All right, you guys good?
I'll say this for whoever invited you, if you don't mind, text them and let them know at least one thing that you're going to do that you learned here in this class, just for a little bit of accountability.
I like it.
No, text me please. I'll
Yeah.
get it.
All right, do you guys have any questions for me? Are you good? Worth your time?
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you guys for making the
Thank
time.
you.
I appreciate all of you.